Well, hello. Thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And where we find ourselves today is in Strabane, and we're at the Presbyterian Church here in Strabane. And the reason why we're here is because I'm doing a dummy run, because I'm going to be speaking here this Sunday, the 8th of June. And the service here in Strabane Presbyterian Church starts at 11:30. But before that, I will be in Zion Mills Presbyterian Church, and the service there starts at 10. So if you're about the district, why don't you call in? It would be great to see you. Say hello to me. Make yourself known. So I want to give you a wee bit of the history of this church. Of course, I've covered Zion Mills before, so I'm not going to cover it today. Just to say that the Herdman family actually had a big part in the establishment of Zion Mills Village and the churches there, including the Presbyterian. But this is Strabane Presbyterian, and it was founded around 1660. Now, the Reverend William Robert Keys was associated with this church in 1659, and then the Reverend Robert Wilson in 1660. And many of the congregation actually fled with the Reverend Wilson to Londonderry, seeking refuge in the city from the Jacobites during the 1689 siege of Derry. And the Reverend Wilson himself actually died in the city. Of course, the siege of Derry was the longest siege in history of Britain and Ireland. There was no longer siege. It was 105 days. So you'll not find a longer siege in the history of Britain and Ireland. It was from the 18th of April, 1689 to the 1st of August, 1689. And it was the first major event of the Williamite War in Ireland. And it was a complete failure for King James and his Jacobite army, with the British ships sailing down the foyle and breaking the boom, and so being able to bring supplies of food to the starving and greatly reduced numbers in the city. The Jacobites had no choice but to lift the siege, and that is some window, isn't it? Absolutely massive. You don't realise the size of that window until you're actually up at it. Interesting door, isn't it? As well. It would never remind you of a pipe organ a wee bit, that door. So I'll have a wee look in here. Big enough church. Any church where I'm preaching for the first time, I always like to do a dummy run and do a wee video of it. So she's big enough. So the Reverend William Holmes, he was the minister here on the 21st of December 1692, and during his ministry a Presbyterian meeting house was opened near Orchard Street in Strabane in 1693. And I'm going to have to try and get down these steps here. I've had great trouble with my knee, so I have just about made it down there, and I might have to get new kneecaps according to the doctor. So I'm having to take it really easy. But although a modern church is still quite nice, isn't it? So the Reverend William Dunlop then, he was the minister here from the 10th of November 1789, and he was born in 1768 and he died in 1821. And he was a Presbyterian moderator and also a United Irishman, and I've covered him before in another video. But he was licensed to preach in 1788. And he was ordained in 1789. Now, for 9 years, he served the Bedoni congregation in County Tyrone. And as I say, I mentioned him when I covered that church. And he said that his years at Bedoni, he says these years were the happiest years of his life. So he certainly enjoyed his tenure there. So he did. Now, he joined the Society of United Irishmen in the 1790s during the 1798 rebellion. And he actually acted as a courier for important United Irish documents, evading capture disguised in half military dress. And in November 1798, he was transferred to Strabane here, the Presbyterian church, where he remained for the rest of his life. So the Reverend Dunlop was a non-evangelical minister, and he retired on the 21st of February 1819. Lovely old tree there, isn't it? Now, the Reverend James Gibson, he was the minister on the 26th of September 1859, which was during the year of grace, or the Ulster Revival, whenever multitudes were saved, were born again of the Spirit of God. And in 1872, a new Presbyterian church on Upper Main Street opened, replacing the old meeting house near Orchard Street. That's like an orchard there, isn't it? It's like an apple tree or something. I don't think it is. Like, certainly remind you of it. And then in 1911, Strabane's two Presbyterian congregations united because there was a split, and but they managed to get back together in 1911. So there you can see, founded 1659. Some sources say 59, some say 60, but thereabouts. Strabane Presbyterian Church, and you can see the service times there. Now, in 1938, there was an accidental fire which destroyed the church on Christmas Day. And then in 1957, the new church opened on the Derry Road, which is this road here. And this is the new church that I've just mentioned. So this church dates from 1957, but there is a touch of nostalgia with this old church, or with this new church, because the bell of the old church was actually placed in the tower of this church here, and I'm going to zoom up and show you that the best I can. And my leg is killing me, I can tell you. So that's the old bell from the old church. So a wee bit of nostalgia here. You have the old with the new. So if you're free Sunday morning at 11:30, then you're more than welcome. So thanks for watching, and God bless.